I just got back from my date with my first boyfriend. Of course, not an actual date, but we were gonna go to coffee, and we scrapped that and just ended up hanging out at the local park, which is sort of fitting, I guess, because when I was dating him, it was that time of my life when that would have been cool, just hanging out at the park after hours. Did I mention it's a small town? There's not much to do. Hanging out at the park after hours, that's big. So anyway, I thought I had a good time, in case you're curious. I was a little nervous, like I thought I would be, but it all worked out, and we had a good talk. But I thought I would talk about the fact that I felt the need to give him a disclaimer that I'm fat. Which is a little funny because he knows this, he knew this. I was fat when I met him. I've always been, I'm just a little bigger. And I wanted to let him know that before I met him. And I've made this sort of a thing. I feel the need to do this when I'm meeting someone for the first time from online, or meeting up with someone I haven't seen in a very long time. And I know it comes off as a disclaimer. And it's not really how I mean it. It's really to avoid that moment. That moment where they see you and their eyes go a little wide and they look at you aghast, agape, either way. If it's someone who's actually cares, they're gonna go on from there and everything will be cool. But I just hate that moment. I hate it with a passion. It's one of the reasons I avoid meeting people from online, or people I have I haven't seen in a while, I guess. I just hate that moment. It fills me with anxiety just thinking it might happen. So I give this disclaimer. And it's not meant as a real disclaimer, because it comes off like I'm saying, it sort of sounds like an apology, I think. Like, I'm sorry, I'm fat, I just want you to know. And, but it's not that. It's not that at all. It's just, hey, I just want you to know I'm pretty big these days, and I don't want you to be shocked, because I don't want to have to see that look on your face. But on the other hand, if you say it sort of like that, then that sort of says to the person you're writing to that you think they're shallow enough that they would be concerned with this. So it's it just bothers me every single time I have to do it. And I guess I have no real point to this except to say that, see, I have insecurities, and I want people to know that even though I tend to come off a little confident, maybe even overly confident, I still have, I still worry. I still have the insecurities. I still, have bad days, and we all do. And being confident doesn't mean that on occasion you won't feel that anxiety, that feeling that everybody's whispering about you, or whatever it is that you that you feel, that you get anxious about being fat. And I think it's important to realize that everybody has their flaws, and that's one of the things that our society has a real trouble with. The idea that people that everybody has flaws, that there is no one who is flawless. We put people on a pedestal, and then then they do something wrong, and we tear them down, and we act like, how dare they ruin our perception of them. They're human, and that's, to err is human, and it's life. So anyway, in the end, of course, it didn't matter. He didn't mind. Didn't. There was no look. There was no, open mouth. Nothing. And I had a good time. and I feel much more confident now. Getting that out of the way. In fact, just having gone through it again, I mean, I always feel better after, to the point of actually raising my confidence. You know, that when you get past that moment that you were so anxious about, and it doesn't happen, or it wasn't as bad as you thought, then not only do you feel okay, you feel good. It's sort of a rush. It's sort of a boost. So I'm feeling good, and I hope you are too.